The quiet rebellion. Nobody warned you about what happens when Black women finally choose softness over survival. Let me tell you something. Nobody puts on a motivational poster. Perseverance is not glamorous. It is not the shiny highlight reel you scroll past on Instagram while sipping your morning coffee. Perseverance is waking up at 3 in the morning with your heart pounding because the bills are due and the business account is looking thinner than your patience. It is showing up when your body is screaming for rest, but your children need you, your clients need you, your community needs you. It is the quiet, unglamorous act of refusing to quit even when quitting feels like the only sane option left. But here's what they do not tell you about perseverance: it is also the thing that saves you. It is the rebellion that rewrites your entire story. I recently sat down with Tammy Gallon on the Soft Girl Era podcast. And let me tell you, this woman is not just surviving, she is rewriting the entire playbook. Tammy is a mother of two university graduates, a relentless serial entrepreneur, a published author, a life coach, and someone who has built an empire while never losing sight of what matters most: seeing life through the eyes of others. She is not just making the world better, she is dismantling the lies we have been told about what it costs to succeed. She is proving that you can build legacy without losing yourself. And that conversation, it set my soul on fire. So today, I want to share what Tammy taught me about perseverance. Because if you are a high achieving Black woman who has been running on fumes, juggling everyone else's needs, wondering when it is finally your turn to breathe, this is for you. Tammy said something that stopped me cold. She said perseverance is non negotiable, not optional, not a nice to have, non negotiable. And she broke it down into three truths that every one of us needs carved into our hearts. First, never stop learning. No matter your role as a parent, entrepreneur, leader, or all of the above, learning is the fuel for every breakthrough. It is not about collecting degrees like trophies or certifications to hang on your wall. It is about staying curious, staying hungry, staying open to the lessons life keeps trying to teach you, even when you think you have got it all figured out. Second, you can raise your children to graduate and thrive while building your own empire. Let that land for a second. You do not have to sacrifice one for the other. Tammy is living proof that you can juggle legacy and legacy building and come out on the other side with both intact. It is not easy, but it is possible. And that possibility, that is everything. And third, seek out different perspectives through others' eyes. This one hit me like a freight train because how often do we get so locked into our own vision, our own pain, our own hustle that we forget to look around and see what others are experiencing? Tammy reminded me that transformation happens when we multiply our success by embracing the wisdom, the stories, the viewpoints of those around us. Now I know what you are thinking. That sounds beautiful, but how does that actually work in real life? Let me tell you about Tabitha Brown. If you do not know Tabitha, you need to. She is a Black mother, vegan entrepreneur, and New York Times best-selling author who built a multi-million-dollar empire from home cooking videos. But here's the part they leave out of the highlight reel. Tabitha faced chronic illness. She experienced homelessness. She navigated single motherhood. She was rejected over and over again as a performer before she ever picked up a camera to share a plant based recipe. Tabitha did not have formal backing. She did not have a marketing team or a business plan or venture capital knocking on her door. What she had was perseverance. She learned digital skills on the fly while her body was breaking down. She shared authentic recipes through the lens of others' wellness journeys. She coached people via social media when nobody was paying attention, when the views were in the single digits, when it would have been easier to just stop. She started posting Instagram videos in 2016 with barely any traction. Most people would have quit, but Tabitha did not quit. Fast forward, and Tabitha has over 4 million followers, Netflix deals, a Walmart brand partnership, and product lines generating over $100 million. Dollars. She turned pain into purpose. She did it by refusing to stop learning, refusing to stop showing up, and refusing to stop seeing the world through the eyes of the people she was serving. That is perseverance in action. Then there is Lisa Nichols. Lisa is a Black single mother who went from welfare in South Central Los Angeles to becoming a motivational speaker, life coach, and best selling author with a $40 million business. But let me rewind the tape. Lisa overcame poverty. She survived abuse. She became a teen mother. She faced business failures that would have crushed most people. She dropped out of college, went bankrupt at 19 with a child to feed, and faced racial barriers in corporate America that told her she did not belong. But Lisa committed to nonstop learning. She trained with Tony Robbins when she had nothing. She took her first speaking gigs when nobody knew her name. She authored books like No Matter What while coaching. By viewing success through her clients' transformative stories, she built her empire by embracing empathy driven growth. And today, she has trained millions, authored 7 books, been featured in The Secret, and coached Fortune 500 leaders. Lisa's story proves that perseverance unlocks entrepreneurial freedom and that abundance comes after adversity, not before it. You do not get the crown before the fight, you earn it in the trenches. And then there is Kathy Hughes. Kathy is a Black mother and serial entrepreneur who grew Radio One into Urban One, the largest Black owned media company in the country. But she did not start there. She faced single motherhood, sexism, racism in broadcasting, and near bankruptcy in the 1980s. She was fired from jobs. She bought a failing radio station in 1980 with $10,000 and persisted through debts that would have buried most people. Kathy learned on air. She took risks. She coached talent. She embraced listeners' viewpoints to build a $4 billion empire. She launched TV One, expanded to over 70 stations, and paved the way for Black women leaders everywhere. She proved that perseverance fuels media empires and community vision, and that broadcasting Black excellence nationwide is not just a dream, it is a responsibility. These 3 women, Tabitha, Lisa, Kathy, they did not just survive, they thrived, and they did it by embodying the same principle Tammy Gallon shared with me. Never stop learning. Build your legacy while raising your children. See the world through others' eyes. But here's where it gets real, because perseverance is not just about the big wins and the empire building. It is also about the quiet moments when you are sitting in your car in the parking lot crying because you do not know how you are going to make it through another day. It is about the nights when you are up late, questioning every decision you have ever made, wondering if you are enough. And the answer is yes, you are enough. But you are also allowed to be tired. You are allowed to drop the cape. You're allowed to redefine what strength looks like for you. Because here's the truth nobody talks about: perseverance does not mean grinding yourself into the ground, it does not mean sacrificing your peace, your joy, your softness on the altar of success. It means learning to be soft in a world that taught you survival. It means setting boundaries without apology, resting without explanation, and embracing healing as a practice, not a destination. Tammy Gallon gets this. She is not just preaching perseverance from a place of hustle culture, she is living it from a place of wholeness. She is showing us that you can be a mother, an entrepreneur, an author, a coach, and still protect your peace. You can build an empire and still prioritize joy. You can persevere and still be soft. And that is the revolution, is it not? That is the soft girl era in action. It is the sacred pause Black women have been waiting for. It is the deep exhale from the Superwoman script. It is the quiet but powerful return to softness, rest, self trust, and radical joy. So here's what I need you to hear today: perseverance is not about being strong all the time, it is about being honest all the time. It is about admitting when you are tired, asking for help when you need it, and still showing up for the vision that keeps you awake at night. It is about learning from every setback, every rejection, every moment when life tried to break you, but you refused to stay broken. And it is about seeing the world through others' eyes. Because when you do that, when you truly step into someone else's story, you realize that your pain is not unique, but your purpose is. Your struggle is not singular, but your strength is. And the wisdom you gain from walking through fire, that is the gift you give back to the world. Tammy challenged me, and now I am challenging you. Take one assertive step today. Commit to one new learning this week. Read a book that stretches you. Coach someone who needs your voice. Journal through another person's eyes and see what shifts. Track how it fuels your perseverance as a parent, leader, or entrepreneur. No excuses, no delays, just action. Because here's what I know for sure: perseverance is your superpower. It is the thing that gets you through the hard days and the impossible seasons. It is the thing that turns survival into something sacred. It is the thing that builds legacy without losing yourself. And you have got it in you. You have always had it. You just needed permission to claim it, to own it, to live it out loud without guilt, without apology, and without explanation. So let me leave you with this: the world does not need you to be superhuman. It needs you to be whole. It needs you to show up in your softness, your brilliance, your messy, beautiful, powerful truth. It needs you to stop apologizing for taking up space and start celebrating the fact that you are still here, still standing, still building, still dreaming. Perseverance is not about never falling. It is about deciding every single time you hit the ground that you are going to get back up. And when you do, you're going to do it with more grace, more wisdom, more fire than before. So go ahead, drop the cape, pick up your crown, and step into the life you have been building all along, one brave, soft, relentless step at a time, because you deserve it and the world is waiting for what only you can give.